Sure. Great news to the Amakhosi faithful. Kaizer Chiefs begin 2026 with a winning start. Okay, and it was a well-deserved victory for Kaizer Chiefs. To be honest with you, in all fairness, it was a deserved victory for them. You understand what I'm saying? And let's look at the game. This victory actually means that Kaizer Chiefs closed the gap at the top of the table to 2 points of Mamelodi Sundowns and 1 point of Orlando Pirates. You know what I mean? So as we get into the game, we saw that Kaizer Chiefs started with the front three, which consisted of Flavio Silva, Lodi Lilepo, as well as Puli Modi, right? And we also saw that Kaizer Chiefs came into this game with the absence of Sibongiseni Mteto, who has been a regular for Kaizer Chiefs this season. You know what I mean? And due to that injury, it actually afforded CPC Ndlovu with the start alongside his former Maritzburg United teammate Lebogang Mabue. You understand? And then on the other hand, meanwhile, Golden Arrows were without their main talisman, Junior Dion. Okay, so we get into the first 45 minutes. Kaizer Chiefs, they dominated the game, bro. In the early stages, they dominated. You know what I'm saying? Undlovu and Mabue, they were seeing a lot of the ball in the middle of the park. However, they were not making use of that possession, bro. They were not making use of having so much ball possession to actually create clear and meaningful chances. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't. And then you look at on the other hand, if it's Golden Arrows, they were actually quite happy to actually sit back and actually soak up the pressure in the first half, hoping to actually catch Kaizer Chiefs on the counter. And you could tell that was their game plan, bro. Based on how that first 45 minutes and how it panned out, that was their game plan. You understand? And without their top goal scorer, Junior Dion, up front, they didn't really have a real target to actually aim for, which was actually making shots easy, for Kaizer Chiefs to actually, defend any attacks, right? And then Kaizer Chiefs eventually got their reward, for their dominance 6 minutes before the halftime break, which I also agreed that was an offside goal, right? That was a clear offside. I also agree. Aiden McCarthy was miles offside. But hey, I think Kaizer Chiefs fans won't care much. They will take it because it means that, that's a valuable 3 points for them. He did bundle the ball after Dodi Lilepo's header was saved, which, you know, one thing we need to give credit to Lebogang Mabue for that brilliant set piece. That was a brilliant set piece, you know what I'm saying? And then after the break, the next 45 minutes, Arrows were actually the much better side coming out of the break as they started to actually control the ball. You understand what I'm saying? They could have equalized, on the hour mark when Sianda Ndlovu was left unmarked in the box. However, he actually fired wide of the mark, you know what I'm saying, with only Brandon Peterson to beat. That was actually a surprise that he actually missed that chance. And then minutes later, Kaizer Chiefs knew they had to make some reinforcements. Bring on Mfundo Villagazi, Dylan Solomons, Kanyisa Mayo, as well as Luke Bartman. Those changes actually really brought some energy, some a much needed spark to that Kaizer Chiefs attack. You know what I mean? And also we saw Tulani Mabaso being given a debut. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll get straight to him after this video. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to pay straight attention to him, bro, and his performance. I mean, I've been waiting for this moment, broski. You understand what I'm saying? But look, I guess it's an important 3 points for Kaizer Chiefs. And I guess in phase two, sometimes you might not be the worthy title contenders, but you're giving yourselves a fighting chance to actually compete for the title by actually winning games. That's all that matters.